Okay, so in this video, I share another review of the all-new Apple Watch Ultra. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now, first things first, I'm here to tell you that the watch, top-notch, amazing. But in the initial review video, I did say that this watch is not for everyone. Let's go ahead and start off with the price, for example. $800 for this guy here. You could save a ton of money buying the Apple Watch SE. The new one will offer you pretty much not everything, but almost everything that is found on this watch. Now, the user experience is going to be different, right? Because this guy, it's a huge watch, you know, an additional button, you have an action button there that you can use to do, you know, other different things with it. But in terms of just the internals and the features, all of the different options, settings, and all that good stuff, it's essentially an Apple Watch SE. Now, with that being said, does that mean that the $800 price tag is unjustified? No, well, yes and no. To the average user, average people who go out there to buy this watch, that may not be a very good way to justify your purchase, right? Because you could get the same stuff from the Series 8 and even the SE, like I just mentioned. So, but by the way, I'm not saying only buy it if you know that you're gonna be jumping into extreme sports. Definitely not. If you like the thing, just go ahead and buy the darn thing. However, if you wanna be a lot more practical, you know, the channel leans towards value, right? So if you're looking for something that's going to offer you value, you are way better off just buying the Series 8. And even the Series 8, I feel, is still kind of expensive. You know, to people, I just suggest go buy the SE, unless you're looking for something like the new temperature sensor that is found on the Series 8 and also on the Watch Ultra here. If you're a woman and you are looking for something like that, then obviously go for the Series 8 or for this guy here. I personally very much like this watch because it's different. One of the things that I always complain about when it comes down to Apple devices is that the user experience, whether you go for the highest trim or the lowest, is the same, right? Here, Apple did something different. The user experience on this guy here is completely different from what you have on the Series 8 and even the, you know, SE, right? And hear me out here. I'm just talking about just having the size being, you know, much larger than the other ones and having this extra button, you know, the action button that we have there. It changed so much in the way you can use your watch. I personally have that action button assigned to go ahead and quickly start my workout. So if I'm going to go for a quick run, I just hit that and I am ready to go. You also have just that huge crown there. The crown is so big and it's so smooth, right? It just feels nice to scroll through, right? And of course, I can't talk about all of this without talking about the display. 2,000 nits. I promise you that it really affects the way you use the watch. When you go out running and you jogging, to those familiar with jogging, especially when you start picking up speed and you can only focus on your speed and you don't want any types of distraction, when you glancing at your watch, you don't want to be trying to squint and just to read some stuff. You want big letters, right? If you just going over your statistics, right? So you just want big letters to just pop so you know how fast you're running, the time that's left, all that good stuff without necessarily having to double look every now and then when you're running. This is amazing at that, right? So as I'm jogging, if I need to go ahead and change something real quick, this thing is so big that I can easily see exactly what I need to click on and just click and keep going without thinking about it twice. It's a little bit difficult with watches that are slightly smaller, right? Because then you have to tap and it doesn't work, then you're still jogging and then you go back and then until you hit it. So this has improved my overall user experience as I go out there to train or running or playing basketball with this watch here. I think another thing that plays into this is the fact that the display is flat. It's flat. It's, you know, the watch itself is so rugged and so, you know, functional. It's not there to be really fancy and to have those kind of waterfall display and look fancy. It's simply a flat display. When you look at it, you are looking straight at the display and you can easily click and move on and just continue with your workout. 2,000 nits, that is super bright. So whether you're running in rain, cold, hot weather, the sun is so bright, you still are able to see what's on your display without squinting. So checking my notifications here is just a blast, right? Because I cannot say this enough, with the display being this large, I'm able to clearly see everything, right? Anywhere from, you know, previews of the pictures to just big text. It's so nice. It's so different. You have to keep in mind this guy here is also titanium. I actually bumped my arm, or bumped the watch against the wall as I was coming up the stairs. No scratches. None whatsoever. I actually do have a scratch on my Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here. I don't know where that came from, but I believe this one also is titanium. But when you're buying something like this, just be ready to bump into things because this is a bulky watch. It's light, right? You don't really feel it, but it's still bulky, so you really have to gauge how you go through doors and things like that. The next thing here is going to be, of course, the batteries. That's one of the things that the Apple Watch Ultra has been praised for so far. In fact, I know many people who are buying the Apple Watch Ultra not because of anything extra except for the battery life. And for that battery, looking at 542 milliamp, which is a fairly large battery on such a small device. Battery life has been amazing. I'm getting an average of about 3 days, right? It's gonna be subjective. You may get more, you may get less. It depends on how you use your watch. I know some people are saying that they're getting about 2 days, but for me personally, I'm getting 3 days, and that's with moderate, you know, workout, going to bed wearing the watch. On some days, you know, lately I haven't been consistent with it, but on some days I go to bed wearing the watch. And that's way more than what you would get from either the Series 8, the Series 7, the SE, whatever the case may be. You actually are getting double, right? Because those would offer about 18 hours. The Series 8, Series 7, and SE, they all offer about 18 hours. This guy offers up to 60 hours, depending on when you play with the brightness, how often you use your watch, and all of that good stuff. Obviously, it comes loaded with a ton of new features, right? So just crash detection. We've talked about that. We've covered that a number of times in different videos, right? So if you were in a car accident as you're driving, you get into a car accident, then this guy here would go ahead and contact the emergency services for you to go ahead and get the assistance that you need. And if you get lost, you have that siren that gets really, really loud. So if you were in a situation where you need to call for help, you know, SOS, you could go ahead and just hit that siren. If someone is nearby, they should be able to hear it and come to your assistance. You have 32 gigs of internal storage on here, of course, which matches what you have on the Series 8, along with what you have on the SE. You do have watchOS 9 running on here, and of course the platform is Apple S8, so they all share the same platform. That's one of the reasons I was saying that if you're you're just an average person, an average user, and you are looking just for a simple watch that you're going to be using, you know, to track your workout and all that good stuff, just go for the SE. Assuming you are, of course, in the Apple ecosystem. That's also another thing that you need to keep in mind. Buying this guy here, you can't use this with an Android phone, right? So if you buy this, just make sure that you have an Apple device to go along with it. It is also IP6X certified, so you can go up to 100 meters. I believe with the Ultra it's up to 100 meters as opposed to the other ones where you could go up to 50 meters, I believe. But anyway, so that's one thing. You could go swimming with the watch and have no issues. It's available in GPS and also in cellular model if you want to go ahead and go that route. In fact, I can actually see people who normally would not go for the data plan on their watch go for a cellular level or cellular model of the Ultra here. But anyway, that's just my take on the all-new Apple Watch Ultra here. I would love to hear your insights in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in that comment section like I always do. Don't forget, of course, to like, comment, like I just said, share the video if you know anyone who'll be interested. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. Like I said, I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.